Hi you guys, and welcome back. I am currently sitting in my garage about to do some seed starting, and so I thought I would share with you what all I am starting for fall and for late summer crops. It is late August here, but it's North Florida, so it's still super hot. So I've already got some of my late summer and kind of crops going. So I started a bunch of squash, some newer squash, just like zucchini. I started some kaboka squash, some more butternut squash. I started a bunch of different sets of flowers and flowering herbs. St. John's wort, motherwort are some new ones. Started some chamomile seeds, a bunch of more calendula because I had that growing throughout winter last year, which was wild. What else have I have? I got some more zinnias, some nasturtiums, some bachelor buttons, just a bunch of different flowering herbs that are just so fun to look at. And because fall is still so warm here, I can tend to have a lot of flowers still growing all throughout fall. And then, like I said, last year I had stuff growing all throughout winter, which was crazy. What else do I have? Stevia, I see. Some nettle and catnip I'm starting. Some wild thyme, variegated plantain, some yarrow, some straw flowers. I'm starting a late round trying to shoot for a fall crop of tomatoes, which I've never tried before, so I really hope that turns out to be successful and fruitful. I kind of want to start some cucumbers and stuff, but I think I'm gonna direct sow those and see if I can get a round of fall cucumbers. So that's kind of like the late summer stuff that I'm starting, but I'm also needing to start my more fall winter crops that are going to be carrying me all through fall. And so I know it seems like it's way too hot to start some of that stuff right now, at least especially where I'm at. Woo! At least especially where I'm at. It may be a little bit cooler or starting to be cooler where you are, but here I'm like, I'm dying of sweat, like even right now, just trying to film this. But the thing about fall crops though is that they take a long time to grow and a long time to mature. So especially if you're in a more northern climate or somewhere that's not here, that has, like, I can grow all throughout winter. But if you're more northern, you especially want to get these things started early. Even here, you want to get them started early. So I will get started and then I will show you when I'm done, kind of what I've decided to do and decided to grow for fall. I'm so excited too. I really feel like I experience in late summer what a lot of people experience in December and January, and just like lack of plants, just like it's so hot you can barely be outside unless you're like doing something with water. It's like you can't really work. I have like no plants really growing or doing well, and I just miss having that connection with plants and being able to go and tend to my garden and enjoy that. It's such a huge part of my life, and I really feel like that has been a missing gaping hole in the past month or two as my crops started kind of dying out with the heat. So I'm feeling kind of like, I guess, just how people probably feel throughout winter, which is just so weird for me. And strange probably that that's something that I experience here in late summer. So anyways, I hope you all are doing well, and I'm so excited to be back and getting this new gardening season going. So the first things I'm gonna have here, I've gotten my soil and I've pre-moistened it so that it is gonna be kind of moist. I'm gonna fill up my little cups. I did change this up from last year. So I've done a whole video already. It's actually like the very first video I ever did on how I start seeds, but I am switching up last year. I kind of tried something new and tried to do grow bags because they were biodegradable and I felt like that was a more sustainable option. However, I didn't feel like maybe the roots were growing out as well as they could. So I did buy some little plastic cups, but I'm gonna be able to keep reusing them and reusing them. I did try to do the most sustainable thing I could in the previously, but it didn't really work out as well as I wanted it to, so you do what you can. The good thing is that you can sanitize these and just reuse them year after year, so always try to make sure if you are buying something that is plastic that it has used to be reused. So got my pre-moistened soil, my little plastic cups. I've got some like wooden popsicle stick depressor looking things for my markers. I've got my seeds out, and I keep my seeds in like a photo storage box where I just label everything, and I can just pull out, like this one's greens. I always have to have a lot of greens during winter, and it's just like the best way to keep stuff stored. So I also have one empty one where I keep my, sorry, my foot, like seed saving packages, some where I keep a lot of labels, and a Sharpie. I don't know why there's change in here, but so yeah. Okay, so I just finished making a bunch of labels and kind of going through everything I have and trying to figure out what I want to get ready for fall. I did run out of cups, so I'm going to have to order more, and probably will wait to start the seeds once I get the cups and can just have them all done at the same time. So far, it's looking like I have a Calibos cabbage. I'm doing one more type of cabbage. I think it's called a capture green cabbage. I want to have a lot of cabbage this year. I love to make sauerkraut and use that throughout the year because it keeps really well, especially when it starts coming back around. So I want to be able to make a lot of sauerkraut. That's high up. Plus be able to use it for other things as well, you know, like stir fries and anything that you could use cabbage for. I also love growing a lot of kale. So I have blue curled Scotch kale, a dazzling blue kale, which is like a dino kale variety, just like regular dino kale. I also am going to be, I ran out of room. That's basically all I was able to set up right so far, but I'm also going to be doing some Romanesco, some purple cauliflower, a white cauliflower, some early green broccoli. I am also, what else do I have? Some Japanese giant red mustards, some celery. I had thought about doing some bok choy, but I found I didn't really use it that much when I grew it last year, but that's another great option if you're wanting to have some cold variety stuff. Bok choy does really well, at least here in Florida, and probably would do well in the fall as well. It doesn't like very hot weather. Some stuff that I'm probably going to be direct sowing would be like peas, carrots, all my radishes. What else can you grow for cool weather? I wasn't able to start everything I want today. All of your lettuces. I haven't started. I ran out of room. I wasn't able to do any of my lettuces, but all of your lettuces will be a great cool variety of stuff that you can grow in the fall. I think that about covers everything from late summer to fall crops. I just need to get more pots so that I can finish up doing the rest of this, so I'll catch up with y'all then. So I want to show you that I have some of my new squashes out here hardening off. It's the first day, a little bit of getting a little bit of sun, and I also started some moringa, which is really fun. I've never grown moringa, but it's super good for you as well. Hi you guys, so I am back doing round 2 of my seed starting for the fall and winter season. I originally got started with a lot of my like late summer crops. I ended up having all of my squash plants hardening off, and almost all of them already got eaten, so I'm gonna have to start another round of squash plants because the bugs are just brutal here. And then I'm starting all of my like winter stuff that'll carry me through until next spring as well. So I'm just gonna show you what I am starting, the plants that I have been hardening off for my late summer, and just show you where I'm at. So I ended up bringing my grow system back in my kitchen because I had a lot of bugs. I just kept coming out in my tomato plants. I would see them completely topped by who knows what. So I brought in all my grow system in here, but I currently have my tomatoes outside hardening off. So here are some of my smaller things that I started, like chamomile and yarrow and stuff that are too tiny to take outside to harden off. But I've got some Japanese red mustards, Romanesco, white cauliflower, purple cauliflower, some early green broccoli that I started, celery, capture green, Calibos cabbage. This says Nero di Toscano cabbage, but it's like a dino kale, really dazzling blue kale, and then blue curled Scotch kale. This light is not on yet because you really don't need the light on until they sprout. The only reason the one on up here is on, it's just for these little plants. So, and then I've got to go get some more soil, but I already have kind of spaced out what I'm gonna plant. These are gonna be all my lettuces. I have black seeded Simpson, romaine, a red romaine, ruby red, oak leaf, ruby, did I say ruby red? And then I have an extra one because I like to have 4 in my garden beds. And then here I'm gonna start my next round of squash since they already got eaten. So that's kind of what I've got going on. I'm a little bit behind, but honestly, life has just been really crazy lately. So doing the best that I can to get everything started and going. I've just been like really busy with work, personal life. It's just been very hard to find time to do things just for myself. So gardening is definitely a just for myself type of thing. So I'm feeling a little bit better now that I've got some of these started. I was starting to get like serious anxiety, like I haven't got my plants started, but it's been like several weeks since I first started this video for the late fall crop, which ended up working out because I was running out of room in my grow system here. So it worked out to get that first round out and hardening off while I got these going and had more space. So it worked out. However, I have been feeling anxious, like I'm behind. So, but that's just my personality anyway. So here are the plants out here hardening off. This is some calendula. We have some basils. I topped this already. And I'm planning to separate them, leaving them both in so I can have a lot when we get them in the ground. It's just a bunch of different basil plants, different kinds of basil. Got Genovese and large leaf and opal and lemon, tulsi. Then I have all of my fall tomatoes that I'm trying out for the first time this year. They're looking a little puny. All of these are because they've just been taken away from the grow light. So they're all kind of a little sad about not having that full grow light. But you can see where they were getting eaten when I had them in my shed. But so they did much better once I got them inside. So I'm very excited to see if I can get a good fall crop of tomatoes. I really think I can. And then over here, hardening off, I have some more calendula, some bachelor buttons, some straw flowers, some double click cosmos, some nasturtiums, and this is motherwort, which is an herb, and then some cilantro, which is just looking a little tiny. So I'm letting those harden off a little bit. They're also looking a little sad about being taken away from the light, but I think they'll bounce back. Typically, I would have done a lot of zinnias with this as well, but because of the disease that keeps coming on my zinnias, I think I need to have like I've mentioned this before, but I need to take a little break from having zinnias in those in my garden beds, just to let the disease kind of clear out for a couple years. So I'm planting zinnias in other places, but not in my garden beds or any of the places where I've seen the disease pop up, because I don't know, it can be carried on through in the soil, it can be carried on in the seeds, so I don't know how it's happening, but it keeps happening. So I'm taking a break from growing zinnias in my garden beds and trying out a bunch of other flowers that I think will do good as well. So I really love the way cosmos look. They're always really beautiful, as well as straw flowers and bachelor buttons I can use, and I always have to have calendula. So anyways, that's where I'm at on my seed starting right now. I gotta go get some more soil so I can finish up my greens and get those going. But anyways, I will see you all next time.